How does the voltage regulator work on your Harley Softail? Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're enjoying the channel and the series of videos. Please like, share, subscribe, leave those comments below. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. So in this video I'm talking about the voltage regulator on your motorcycle, on your Harley Davidson. In this case I'm talking about the Softail specifically, but this would apply to all the different models, of course, and indeed all other motorcycles as well. Now, on the previous video, you would have seen me talking about the alternator on the Harley Davidson, how that produces the alternating voltage, alternating current, and AC voltage. That voltage has to be sent to the battery. However, that voltage is also unregulated or uncontrolled, and it's also the wrong type of voltage that has to go to the battery. The battery operates off direct current, DC voltage, whereas the alternator produces AC voltage. So how is that all changed? Well, the AC voltage is then fed through two components really, which is a regulator and a rectifier. The rectifier is essentially a series of diodes which will convert the AC voltage into DC voltage, and it's a one-way pathway, if you know what I mean. It will actually go one way, but it won't be able to come through the other way. So that's why it goes through a series of diodes, and that will convert only the peaks and allow only the peaks to go through those positive voltages, but the negative voltages won't go through. So the sine wave will stop there of the AC voltage, it will stop at the diode, and therefore you've just got direct voltage or direct current going to the battery. So that's the rectification sorted out. Now, the other component is the regulator. Now, I've just already said that with an increase in engine RPM, the alternator will actually start to increase its output, its voltage output. Therefore, the higher RPM, the higher the voltage is created. There's got to be some way of managing that before it gets to the battery and before it gets to the rest of the motorcycle electrical system. So therefore you have a regulator, and a regulator is almost like a trap door, if you like, and there are sensors that will say what a maximum and minimum voltage is allowed to go through. Now usually it will be just above the charging limit of the battery. So if you've got something like a 12-volt battery, it'll be something in the region of about 14 and a half volts. It might be a lower voltage, it might be something like 11 and a half volts, something like that. So there are two components to the voltage regulation, that's the thyristor and the voltage sensing. Once the voltage is sensed to be either high or low, that will enable the thyristor, which is a on-off switch if you like, to either ground or live the stator coil on the alternator part. So in other words, it will either allow voltage to be created or not allow voltage to be created. So instead of actually modifying the amount of voltage that comes through to the battery, it actually stops it being generated in the first place. Now that might seem like a lot of work and a lot of wasted time, but if you can imagine, this operation is going on thousands of times per second, if you like, so it's actually happening really quickly. Now, one of the byproducts of this voltage regulation and rectification, which is all done by the semiconductors now, you could say, it actually generates quite a bit of heat. So voltage regulators, rectifiers are usually of a finned type construction. Now, how do we know that? Because on the Harley Softail, right beneath the oil cooler, that's where you have your voltage regulator rectifier. And it is of the finned type, and that's where it's going to get the maximum airflow to keep that nice and cool, so it keeps that rectification and voltage regulation on point as we're riding along. So there you go, that's the voltage regulator and rectifier on the Harley Softail. It essentially governs the amount of voltage that goes from the alternator to the battery, and it governs the type of voltage that also passes through to the battery as well. Well, I hope you found that useful. Please like, share, subscribe, leave those comments below, check out the website RevelatorAlf.com, and I will catch you again. Ta-da now.
RevelatorAlf.